The Steam Winter Sale is here, and while I was going to skip this one because I figured we got Black Friday, it's Christmas, no need to spend any more money, I was looking through it, and there's a lot of really good sales. In fact, a lot of games that are on their lowest price they've ever been. So I've made a list, and this is a list of games under $10. So we'll try to keep things cheap here for this sale, but I couldn't resist because there's such good deals going on. I will start with number 1. Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. This is probably one of the most complex city builders I have ever played. You start with an impoverished country and slowly but surely work yourselves up to a massive city, or massive country, really. And it's incredibly intricate supply and production chains on this thing by 3 Division, published by Hooded Horse, and came out last year at 75% off right now. It puts it at $9.99. Again, I got my browser extension, so I'm making sure these are actual good deals. And every one of these are all under, they're under the lowest price they've ever been, and they're under $10. Number 2, X4 Foundation. Speaking of intricate and complex, we have a intricate and complex space sandbox. This one came out back in 2018 by Egosoft, and it is sitting here at 90% off. Grab yourself a spaceship, fly around, do whatever you want. Puts it at $4.99. Battle Brothers. You've probably heard this name before. It is, in my opinion, one of the better games out there. It is a turn-based tactical RPG. Lead your band of mercenaries, your mercenary company, into this medieval, gritty fantasy world. Came out in 2017 by Overhype Studios, published by Hooded Horse, and it is down at 70% off right now. Puts it at $8.99. Last year, Crossover Roll for Initiative came out, and I put it on my list of favorite games with a caveat of being the weirdest game I played all year. I don't know how to explain this thing. You're playing on a character sheet, but you're having a little mini game going with your dice on the side. You're throwing spells at these monsters that are trying to eat your character sheet. It's a weird one by Getaroos, published by Microprose. It is at 90% off right now. Puts it at 99 cents. Up next, we have Command & Conquer, the Remastered Collection. This is Command & Conquer Red Alert, all packed into one here over on Steam. And, of course, the classic RTS by Petroglyph, published by EA. Came out forever ago, but it is sitting at $1.99, 90% off for this one. Speaking of classics and games that have been a lot of games made after it, inspired by it, we have Slay the Spire up next by Mega Crit. Came out here in 2019. This is the deck builder mixed with roguelite that started a whole breed of similar games. Came out, again, 2019, but it is now at 90% off at the moment. Puts it at $2.49. You're kind of seeing why I had to make a list, because these are dirt cheap. Last Outpost is up next, a minimalist base building and strategy game. You got to you're working on putting your base together while these things are swarming into your base trying to fend the things off. By Troid Games. Came out this year in September, and it is already down at 50% off. Puts it at $5. We got Fabled Lands. This is classic old school RPG, a very narrative heavy game, kind of like a single player D&D is how I remember it when I played it, where you're running through this story, choose your own adventure story, and then it goes into these tactical battles. By Prime Games, came out in 2022, and it is sitting at 66% off at the moment, which puts it at $6.45. Star Traders Frontiers, back to space. You are captain of a starship. You got to hire your crew. They're all different. They all are good at some things, bad at some things. Send them on away missions, fight different other spaceships. By the Treese Brothers, it is down at 60% off right now at $5.99. Ninth Dawn Remake came out here last year by Valorware. It is an action RPG, roguelike. You're grabbing yourself a character, running around the map and crafting, raising pets. There's this deck building game. I was surprised by just how much is here. It's not just run around and hack and slash. There's so much more in this game. And it is down right now at 40% off. Puts it at $9.59. By the way, I got videos on all these, so if you want to see videos, I'll have links down in the comments of all my videos, or not all of them, but a video for each one of these if you want to see these in more depth. And of course, I've got Steam page links in the description. Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander Lightspeed Edition is up next. Again, we're going back to space, and you are building up your base, and you're building your ships. You're sending your crew out on away missions in this turn-based explorer space Thing by Massive Damage came out in 2017. It is at 80% off at the moment, puts it at $3. All right, enough space. Let's go to the late 19th century and do some exploring with Curious Expedition. This is back in 2016 when this one came out by Mensch or something like that. It is down at 90% off, puts it at $1.49. Go out and explore the untamed wilderness with your explorers, and it's like turn-based roguelike thing. And if you're thinking, you know what, 2016, that's too old. Well, how about Curious Expedition 2, which came out in 2021, and it's the same idea. Turn-based narrative, 19th century. Go out and explore the crazy world out there, bring back treasures, and try to make some money and make a name for yourself. This one's at 75% off, puts it at $4.99. Did I mention the first one? 90% off, $1.49 for Curious Expedition 1. Songs of Conquest. This one is heavily inspired by something like Heroes of Might and Magic 3. If you're familiar with that, you get yourself a hero, build yourself a base, go out with your army and claim resources to build bigger armies, and then go these tactical battles as well. By Lava Potion and Coffee Stain Publishing, came out here last year, and it is sitting at 75% off, puts it at $7.49. This thing, even if you don't care about the game, you just got to watch the videos. Whenever you'll know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. Next up, we got Heroes Hour. Speaking of that Heroes Might and Magic feel. Also, Heroes Hour 2 was just announced. But Heroes Hour 1 is on sale right now. It came out in 2022. And by Benjamin Hauer and Goblins Publishing. It is down at 60% off. Similar to Songs of Conquest there, where you're grabbing your character, building your army up, exploring and conquering the world. 60% off, puts it at $7.19. We have Symphony of War. This is like a turn-based tactics, a war game, made by Dancing Dragon Games and Indie.io. Came out here 3 years ago, and this sort of this classic, almost JRPG style of fantasy war game. It is $6.99 right now. Puts it at 65% off. We have Nimbatus, the space drone constructor. Not much to say about this one because it calls itself what it is in the title. Build yourself some drones, piece by piece, sandbox style, craft up a spaceship, and send them out in some missions to see if their spaceship will not fall apart in space. By Straphon Publishing, Straphon Studio as well. In 2020, this one came out. It is at 75% off, puts it at $5. Speaking of Straphon, we have Niche, a genetics survival game. This has got a special place in my heart because it's one of the first indie games I played on my channel. You have a bunch of these nichelings, I think they call them, I don't know, little fox critters, and you're like evolving these creatures and trying to survive in these islands. Keep them fed, keep them bred, all that good stuff. Came out in 2016, and it is 80% off, puts it at $3.59. We have 3030 Deathwar, Space Odyssey. So we're going back in time here for a few of these. This one is like if LucasArts made a space game, but also added some space flying action in there. You're a dude with a fedora, walking around different space stations, exploring these places, completing quests in this sort of point-and-click adventure style. But then you hop in your spaceship and you start blasting and flying around in this sort of sandbox. By Bird and Sky, Crunchyleaf Games. I really like this one back a long time ago when I played it, and it is 67% off right now for $4.94. And almost finally, I have to mention XCOM UFO Defense. It's my favorite game ever. I am mentioning it not just because I like it so much. By the way, it's 75% off, $1.24. The classic. Aliens are invading. Build yourself an organization and blow up cities and all of humanity in the process of trying to fight off the aliens. If you want to play Open XCOM, which is the much superior remastered version, basically, of the old XCOM, you have to have the original copy. So if you can pick it up for $1.24, then you can play Open XCOM. That's why I am mentioning this multiple times on these sales videos when it comes to this cheap. So I'm cheating a little bit. I said all these are under $10. The last two I'm lying about, but they are very, very good deals. In fact, the last one's probably the best deal. This one, though, is Flotsam, which I'm mentioning it because it just came out. 1.0 just came out just like a week or two ago. You're building a city in this water world, trying to piece together trash to make yourself a settlement. By Pajama Llama Games and Straphon Publishing. It is at 50% off right now for $12.49. Straphon, by the way, it's not sponsored. I don't know why. I'm just now realizing they have shown up a lot today. Okay, the final one. Divinity Original Sin 2. There was a bit of a mention, a bit of a reveal, something about Divinity and Larian, so I thought maybe we should mention Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, which is sitting at 75% off, which is, in fact, it's gone on sale quite a few times over the several years this has been out, but this is the lowest it's ever been. It's never been this cheap before. $11.24. The first one's on sale as well, if you want the first one, but I gotta mention those because of the whole Larian announcement and Divinity. But there you go. There is your sale list. I'm sure there's a bunch that I missed. If you find them, please let me know. And well, I will put some links in the comments to pass those along. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.